Hey everyone, it's JC. Just a quick thought today that has been in my head as I've talked to a few people lately. I just want to offer one key. I've talked about it before, but it's been a while, quite a while actually. And if you like this thought and want to look more into it, I have a longer video, like a half an hour video on this that I'll link below. You can go deeper on it, but it's kind of buried in my channel. I thought I need to resurrect this a little bit. We all have different stories and different things that will motivate us to move in a direction of healing when it comes to food. And that's why I believe it's a faith-based process, right? I've talked about that a lot. With the Lord's help, as we walk with him, he will show us what that needs to look like for us. But I believe fully with my whole heart, one of the biggest keys of all, if we don't get it in place, we will never stay in that place of healed wholeness in our disordered eating, right? It's the idea that we need to have a big enough why, a big enough motivation, core reason for moving in a direction of health, something that will hold us stronger. It's more of an anchor, more motivating than all the payoffs of the food. Because man, we've talked about this a lot. There's a lot of payoffs to our comfort food. I want you to see it like a seesaw, like the weight, right? Or like a scale even that has both sides. On this side, this heaviness is the food. It tastes good. It's socially so fun. It gives our brain a hit. It's comforting. It's emotionally soothing. Like we could go on and on. So there, the seesaw just goes. There's so many reasons why we give in to this. So many payoffs. If all that's on this side of the scale is I want to lose weight, I want to get in a certain size jeans. How well does that hold you? Has that held you for a few days or a few weeks, or if you're really tough, a few months, but then the payoffs just pull you back. The relief of stress that comes when we eat. There's just so many tempting things that bring us back to this side. And if we don't have a big enough way on this side, that's a rock. That's solid, that will anchor the seesaw and weight it down so that it stays like this. It'll just be fail, 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 fail. For me, there were two main rocks that became my new whys. I'm not saying these have to be yours. I'm just using me as an example. Number one, the Lord showed me when I went off white flour and white sugar, it healed me emotionally and mentally. It healed depression, irritability, mom rage, mood swings. That I was a kind of a crazy person, and I was trying to be a mom, and my temper could get out of control, and a dark cloud of depression for several years. When I took out all that processed food and balanced my blood sugar, it's like the lights went on in my brain. I can't even begin to describe it. And that for me is such a rock solid weight on this side of the scale. I don't want to go back to that dark place. After 5 years of being off white flour and white sugar, I thought, well, maybe I can. And I tried it. And guess what? The depression, all of it, the rage, all of it came right back. And I went, oh, okay, this is how my body does high sugar. I can't do this. So it was so motivating. Had nothing to do with the scale. And so that held me. That why was so crucial for me. It held me in this place. It's not willpower that held me. It's a new why that was stronger than all the payoffs of the food. Yes, that chocolate, I can still, man, it tastes good. Man, it's soothing and comforting. I get it. It still pulls on me sometimes, but there is a rock on this side of the seesaw holding me because I just know what's waiting for me if I take that bite. The other one that was very rock solid for me in becoming a new why was when the Lord began to say to me, and I love him and I want to serve him and be his disciple and be close to him. And he began to point out very strongly, this is a bigger God in your life than me. This is a bigger deliverer. You run to this more. Yes, you run to me sometimes. Yes, you do. But you run to this more. You run to it daily, JC, in little ways. It is a false God in your life. It is not just an unhealthy habit. That one was hard and it broke my heart. And I didn't want to be that person. So those two things combined have changed the way I look at the food, the sugar. It used to be my best friend. It used to be, oh, I just love it. It's my happy place. It was just so, I had to shift that. The why in my head had to shift it to my enemy, to something that pulled me away from the Lord, to something that pulled me away from mental and emotional health, that wrecked me in ways that far outweighed the benefits. Can you see how the change here, the why, becomes different, and it just holds you? And it's not like you have to white knuckle it anymore because you have a new why. Okay, those are my thoughts for today. If you want to go deeper, check out the video that I'm going to link below called A Bigger Why. No, Finding Your Bigger Why, something like that, if you want to look at this some more. But all I would say today is, if you are struggling, right now it's January 2025. You may not be watching this then, but everyone fails on their diets in January, right? I've been there so many times, no judgment. But if you're like, oh, the seesaw, I can't stay in that place of wholeness and self-control. Get on your knees and ask, okay, Lord, what's the why that will hold me? Maybe they're similar to mine, but I'm guessing you're going to have your own, that only He will understand how your brain works and what will be motivating enough to hold you like a rock in that place of healing. When that happens, and when we receive that revelation, take it to heart. Ask Him for the ability to grab onto that and hold tight. Changes finally begin to come. I hope that helps. Have a great week.